Hey everybody, David here, and this is another short and sweet tutorial for Fantasy Grounds on how to put a grid on your map. So if you're a new user to Fantasy Grounds, you may find this rather useful, and if you're a savvy veteran of the software, I'm sure you've probably put hundreds of grids on maps. So you ask yourself, what is putting a grid on the map? And what it is it's basically a clear, transparent checkerboard, giant checkerboard with all these squares. And what it does is it holds tokens in place relative to their size, depending on what game you're playing. Like a medium creature would be a 1 square. If it's a large creature, in most games it's 2 by 2. Huge is 3 by 3, and gargantuan is 4 by 4. But it depends on the game that you're playing, and each game is different in that regards. Now, to do this, it's really easy, and all you have to do is just right click on the map, and you can import any map that you want, and you'll see that this map, which is one of the free Fantasy Grounds maps that automatically comes with the software, already has these grids down there. So right click the map, and you'll see that there is a layers button in the right hand corner. You'll click on that, and then straight down in the very middle you'll see set grid. Now, when you hit set grid, you'll see like a special star pop up as your pointer and a little box. So what I do to try to get the most accurate measurement is I zoom in to the map, to the very close into the map. And all you have to do is just use your mouse scroll, and just scroll on in there. Now, Fantasy Grounds is all 50 by 50 pixels. So you'll notice that whenever we make this box, it will say 50. Now, to make your life a lot easier by gridding maps, especially maps that aren't in Fantasy Grounds and maps that you put into the software, try to resize them to where everything will line up 50 by 50. The tokens will look the best that way, and it'll just make your life a lot easier, so you won't have a lot of problems putting grids on maps. So, alright, so now that we're scrolled in, let's go ahead and put the square on here. And all you have to do is just, whenever you're ready to go, you think you're in the right spot, all you have to do is just hold down left button, click, and go to 50. So you can see in the middle, little green lettering, a little numbering, this is 50, let go, and you'll see the grid pop up, the black lines. And it popped in there pretty good. I don't think we won't have to adjust this at all. And you can scroll back out with the mouse wheel again, and it looks really good. Won't have to adjust it. Now, sometimes whenever you do a grid, sometimes the square would be a little bit bigger, sometimes it'll be a little bit smaller, maybe to the left or the right or top to the bottom. But that's no problem. You don't have to, you don't have to delete the grid and start over. But in case you need to delete the grid, all you have to do is just go back on the map, right click it, go back to the layers, and then you'll see the Ghostbuster symbol down here now, and it'll say grid off. And when you hit the grid off, it'll just delete the grid and you start over. Sometimes you may need to do that if you are really far off. So let's say that you're off a little bit. We'll say that the grid is a little left. All you have to do, guys, is there's this hashtag up here, and it's a nice little toolkit for you for putting the grid on the map. Just open up that hashtag, and you'll see the left, right arrows, up, down arrows, and a positive and negative symbol. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can move the grid to the left, as you can see it moving. You can move it to the right. You can also move it up and down. Now, the positive and negative basically make it a little bit bigger. All right, so the positive made it bigger. In case it's too big, then you can also hit the minus key to shrink it back down. So you're saying to yourself, well, I play old school and I use hexes. Well, that's not a problem. You can also use hexes too. So if your map doesn't have any kind of grid at all you have to do, guys, is, or even if it has square grids and you still want to use hexes, it's not a problem. Just right click on the map again, go back to the layers button, and over here you'll see that there is a button that says change grid to hex. So that's exactly what it does. You'll see that it changes the grid to a hex. Simple as that. So if you have the old school D&D maps with these hexagonal territory maps, use them. Beautiful. Nothing's stopping you. And then you hit the same button and it'll switch it from hexagon back to square. So there you go, everybody. I think we covered everything with this tutorial. I've rambled on enough. So thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please share it. Please like it. Also, leave a comment down below. Do you guys have any other tricks or trades of Fantasy Grounds that you guys use to align your maps? So thank you guys again for watching. My name's David, and happy gaming.